Detroit Lions training camp is in full swing, and man, we've been talking about a lot of different players, guys that have been standing out. I mean, you talk about the newcomers and like Cam Sutton and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We've been excited about that. Guys coming back from injury like Charles Harris, rookies. I mean, those are the big stories that you like and want to see how Sam Laporta is doing, how Jack Campbell's doing. But let's not forget and just let's make sure we zero in on the most important player on our team. Really, we go as he goes, and that's Jared Goff. So I'm going to show you that Jared Goff is absolutely crushing it in training camp. And again, we can't help but to look at other players and see what's going on. But at the end of the day, we all know that how Jared Goff plays is how the Lions are going to do this season. And to see so many positive reports. And that's the thing. We've seen day one, saw some good things, him and Amon-Ra. Then you hear about Amon-Ra doing some other things. It's like Goff's getting it to him. And then Goff's finding his trusted receivers in him and Khalif Raymond and Josh Reynolds. And then it just keeps coming up. So I'm going to show you here what Pride of Detroit had to say about it. And I love what Pride of Detroit said. If you were to count incompletions from Goff during the team portion of drills through the first 4 practices, I don't think you'd go beyond a single hand. He's got command of the offense. Decisiveness looks good as ever. And I've seen more velocity and pinpoint accuracy than in past seasons. Get to something else I said here in just a second. But you got to believe it's year 3 with the Detroit Lions. Everything from knowing the city to the team, all that, just overall comfortable with the organization, Dan Campbell, the whole thing. But year 2, full year 2 of Ben Johnson. And what Ben Johnson said was, instead of installing the offense, we now have the answers when we go against the defense. So he made this really cool point that I love. It's like, okay, no matter what the defense does, we have an answer. Now, every offense thinks they have an answer for whatever the defense does, but what if you truly do, right? And what I mean by that is you've got an offensive coordinator that's innovative, very sharp, know his reputation. But then you got the coordinator and the quarterback lined up on that and really couldn't do that in year 1, right? Trying to get the basics of what he's thinking offensively. Now, it only makes sense that Jared Goff's going to be so much more sharper in year 2, full year 2 of Ben Johnson. Absolutely love it and can't wait to see what happens. Because remember, Ben Johnson comes in. Even last year, he wasn't calling the plays early on in the season. We were trying to figure that out. Is it going to be Dan Campbell? Is it going to be Ben Johnson? And they kind of shared it, and it was a little weird in the beginning. And then it was fully Ben Johnson, because if you remember, there were some clock management things that Dan Campbell messed up on. And that's why a lot of head coaches or some head coaches don't call offensive plays, because there's so much more management of the game that you can watch, say, hey, Ben's got the offense, AG's got the defense. I can manage the entire game, the clock, especially clock management is so huge. So I say all that to say this. It is a full off-season second. Everything is a go for this offense, and Jared Goff is going to be huge this season. And then he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love it. So 2 passes stand out. Both to the final person on my list, Amon-Ra St. Brown. The first was a goal line drill that he just missiled in between 2 tight defenders for a score in the back of the end zone. The other, he lasered over the middle of the field, splitting 2 linebackers and hitting the receiver in stride for a big catch and run. One of the things about Goff that I like is, or one of the things that we don't see a lot of that I know he has, is a strong, like, not the Matthew Stafford. We all know the Stafford, like, zingers. But I think Goff's got that. Goff's got that a little bit when he wants to get it done a little bit. And I think, again, that goes back to confidence, knowing, man, St. Brown, you can zing it in there. He's catching it. Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, getting comfortable with your receivers. The whole thing is just coming together. It's hard to believe. It doesn't make sense in my eyes to see that we have receivers, we have a quarterback, we have a whole thing, the core. So let's just look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. I can't help but put St. Brown on this, even though everyone already knows what a dog he is, right? So this article is about, like, hey, standout guys, almost like surprise guys would be part of it too. So it's like, we already know about Amon-Ra, but it's like, no, I know. He dominated Tuesday's practice with something I haven't seen since Kelvin Johnson was in town. Ooh. He and Goff are currently on another level, and the best part, they both know it. You can see the confidence each player has in the other, and that kind of chemistry and trust is dangerous. So I've always said with St. Brown, the beauty of him, when it's 3rd and 6, he gets open. Everybody knows it's going to him. He goes in motion. He gets open. Can't stop him. Knows the offense. Huge. I remember a lot of times, watching the Lions on 3rd and 6 and just being like, I don't know what we're going to do. I have no idea. What is Stafford going to do? You can go back even before that. Like, what is Charlie Batch going to do here? It's 3rd and 6. And it was so every 3rd down back in the day was like so nerve-wracking. Now we can get this. Let's go. Keep moving the chain. Stay on the field. Let's go. Amon-Ra. Like, what do we have to do? He is so clutch in so many different situations. So Jared Goff will continue to watch this. It's early. Probably won't play in the first preseason game. Maybe the second. I don't know, right? Don't need him. The preseason stuff's always weird. You got to get some guys in there, get them just some physical hits, a little bit of game action, a little bit. But, I mean, a lot of these guys you don't even want to mess around with. Amon-Ra's one of them. Jared Goff's one of them. Frank Ragnow, Decker. I mean, everybody. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this, and we'll see all of you on the next one.